Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome to another Warframe Revisited video here on the channel. Now this is number 14 in the series, so if you haven't seen the others, please make sure to go and check out the players first. And obviously, teasers and spoilers lie ahead. Now, what quest are we doing today? Well, the clue is in the Warframe. We are using Harrow. Anyone guess? That is because we are doing the Chains of Harrow quest. So if we go out of the foundry, go upstairs to the Codex. We've done most of the quests by now. I mean, we've even done the Second Dream, we've done the Wall Within. So the next one that we have to do is Chains of Harrow. So if we click on that, and it will load it up. A strange transmission leads deep into the dark world of Red Veil mysticism. What evils will be found there, and what do they want? So that will normally give you the Harrow blueprint, obviously. I've already got it, so.
An all call on our syndicate frequency. It's a red veil encode, but it seems truncated. I will play back what I have.
Speak to us. We're listening. What is your name? Good. You remember. We want to help you, Rel. Tell us where you are.
Can't. He's listening.
Who? Rel? Who is listening?
That's creepy.
The message appears haunted.
It appears haunted.
Ship near Earth. Will you investigate? I hope not.
So, we're going to go with Harrow, and the first place we've got to go is a Steel Meridian ship near Earth. We'll go and investigate the message. So, as we heard, there is a person called Rell who is giving us this message saying that someone's listening. Now, personally, this is one of my favourite quests, and Rell is actually a character I quite like. I mean, so many people find him quite creepy, but I actually quite like the character of Rell. Now, for those of you that don't know as well, there is also the Rell webcomic as well online, so we'll probably try and read that and put that in the series as well. But yeah, the Rell webcomic is on as well, so you can read a little bit more about Rell. But first, let's go and do this quest.
Emergency power. Not detecting any crew. I don't like this. Search the area.
So as you can hear, even Lotus was whispering then. She doesn't like it. It's very dark on the ship as well. Almost pitch black. Literally, the power's just gone. Very dark, very creepy. As you can see, lots of dead Grenier here.
Kill squad. Is there anything else?
They're all just dead from blades that have... Like, some of them have even got them in their heads and stuff. It's quite creepy.
Red Veil. Could they handle this? The Veil have been Meridian allies for years. Search for survivors.
As you can see, that's the Red Veil logo, pretty much painted in blood. Very dark, very creepy. Go upstairs, maybe. You cast him out.
I lost you for a second. What did you see?
Child of Zarn, please help. I've served the Veil, but the flock has been driven mad. I humbly beg for the protection of you and Professor.
Marking the area.
So as you can see, Palladino, she needs our help. And she is a member of the Red Veil, but as she said there, the Red Veil operatives themselves have been driven mad, so we've got to go and find Palladino in order to pretty much help her. But as you can see as well, there's Red Veil fanatics that are going to try and kill us along the way, so we need to just kill them, slowly make our way through.
Great Blind Queen, help me reach the safety of Iron Wake. Our sacred muse has abandoned the temple, leaving our people in chaos.
Tenno, if the Red Veil is in chaos, we must intervene. Get Palladino to Iron Wake.
So we've got to go and help Palladino. And in turn, I guess, help the Red Veil, but...
Oh, holy child, I am grateful for. What is it, Rook? Are they back? Brothers of blood, sisters of fire, resist the muse!
So we have to protect Palladino from these pretty much black ghost zombie-like things. They're actually quite creepy. And the lighting doesn't make it any nicer.
Blessed Star Child, I owe you my life. Will you meet me at Iron Wake? Only you can right this wrong.
So we have a wrong that needs to be righted. But first we've got to escort Palladino back to the Iron Wake. So if we extract, go and then have to meet Palladino at the Iron Wake.
Steel Meridian has received Palladino. You've been granted access to enter their base, Operator.
So we've now been granted access to go to the Steel Meridian base at the Iron Wake, where Palladino is also waiting for us. So if we go and head to the Iron Wake, we will go and meet Palladino to continue the Chains of Harrow quest. Game's frozen for a second. There we go. Right, so here we are at the Iron Wake. Now you can actually, after the quest, you can still come here. So you can come here to visit the Steel Meridian and Red Veil.
Iron Wake. Steel Meridian has built an impressive base of operations right under the nose of the Grenier Authority. The Veil's speaker will be here, under guard. Find her.
Leave your vessel at the door, sacred child. Come.
So before we go into Palladino, another thing that I want to mention is you can come and see her at any point, and some extra things that she does. You can buy Donda off her for 25 ducats, which is a decoration relating to this quest, which you'll see soon. And as well as that, you can also every week trade in 10 Riven Slivers from your Requiem mods and get yourself a new Requiem Relic. So without further ado, let's go in and go and see Palladino.
Hush, Rook. This is our sacred guest. I am Palladino, holy speaker of the Veil, like my mother and hers before. We speak to the other side, to him. Without his focus, I pray he answers. Righteous Rell, of harrowed stars, of hallowed chains, speak. For an age you've guarded the divide between dust and void. Speak! From within your everlasting sacred vessel, you've held the lidless eye. Speak!
So she's trying to speak to Rel, but we got no response.
I cannot reach Holy Rel from here. I will need his sacred focus, a relic stolen from the temple. I beg of you to find it and return it here. Only then will he speak to us. Only then will we truly understand.
Veil rituals will incite fanaticism, but don't be drawn in. I'm not convinced this Rel even exists. I fear we'll have to play Palladino's game to find out. Lotus has been tracking Red Veil disturbances. That's the best place to start.
So as you hear, Lotus isn't even sure that Rel exists. She just doesn't believe it at all. Which is kind of sad, really, if you think about it. But then again, neither does Ordis. Ordis also doesn't quite believe it, so...
Operator, a Red Veil seance. How delightful. I have marked a possible Red Veil disturbance, but perhaps you would prefer to...
Gruesome leaves and...
Sorry. Navigation is beating, operator. Waiting. Navigation is waiting. Oh my.
I love how Ordis also just really doesn't like the fact that we're working with the Red Veil, but... right, so Chains of Harrow, find Rel's Relic. Now, this relic is the Donda that I was just talking about. Now, as I say, you can get it as a decoration, which I'll show you the decoration once we finish the mission. But, yeah, you can get it as a decoration in your orbiter, and it's quite a nice little decoration. But, yeah, this is the relic to help Rel's focus. So, a lot of people ask about Rel, because most people don't quite understand him. But, best way to describe it, and the way that Rebecca Ford herself has pretty much said, is that he would be classed as on the autistic spectrum, or Asperger's syndrome, which again is obviously on the autistic spectrum, but that's probably the best way to describe it. So there we go.
Find Rel's object of focus, child. You are close to this sacred relic. I am certain.
Again, almost pitch black mission. So a small light cast in front of us by our Warframe.
These messages, they express Rel's suffering. He's lashing out. I should have seen the cracks for me.
I don't understand. How would Rel know about the dream?
Great sentient queen, what you've made of yourself is merely drawn from the dreams of these divine children. You are not she. You are not Margulis.
What are you saying? That Rell is Tenno? Impossible. All Tenno are known to me. I protect them as should.
Oh, but not Rell. Margulis cast him out, for he was different. Our foremothers took him in and studied his teachings. We became the veil, the shroud of his blessed existence.
Cast out? I don't believe you.
Of course you don't, Lotus. So we've got to follow Rells' voice now to try and find his relic. But the message there, he suffers while you dream, is obviously aimed directly at the Tenno. So we're in the second dream, which is peaceful, but he was in suffering. So if we try and follow his voice now. So if we listen quietly and follow the rap tap taps. You can also hear him saying about the red veil as he whispers. Very ominous, this bit is. Just following this creepy voice in pitch black darkness. As you do.
The Tanta, his mother, gave him this. Holy Rell was not like other children. Sound, color, touch, it overwhelmed him. The Tanta's hum let him focus.
So again, I was saying about how Rell has often been associated with autism and Asperger's. There you just heard that sound, colour, things like that, they overwhelmed him, which again is symptomatic of the autism, of a sensory overload. But this Donda, which is this decoration here, when it hums, it helps him focus.
No. Mine. Tap, tap. Tap, tap.
Rell, what evil is this? Sacred child, forgive me. I should have known the weight of the void would one day crush the light from me.
So as you can see, Rel's there in the middle as like a big black shadow surrounded by these red chains. But he's spawning a load of his fanatics after us as well.
Rell has become the very thing he warned us of. You cannot kill this Tenno. Run! You can
The emphasis on that voice there, the panic in Palladino's voice when she tells us to run. Pretty clear that this is quite a big threat. Ow. Oh. Very hard to navigate in the dark. If we can get to the end, we can extract. So yeah, this is quite a creepy one, I must admit, but all in all, it's quite a fun quest to do. I do really enjoy this quest.
Operator, what was that thing? Lotus, can you explain this? Lotus?
Transference energy. Fractured. It was so cold, indifferent, inhuman. If Rel was Tenno, what did he become without Margulis?
That is the question. What did Rel become without the safety of the second dream and without Margulis's help? So if we head back to the Iron Wake, we'll go and get that information.
Leave your vessel at the door, secret child. Come.
So again, she wants us in our Tenno film.
I have served Rel my whole life, studying Rel's teachings of the void, the dire consequence of traveling by and through it. Now I see that it is true. He alone, in his harrowing sacrifice, has guarded us. What a price he has paid. Righteous Rel, outcast of sacred void, hear my voice. Speak. You have been driven from the vessel by your suffering. You have swallowed the poison stars so we would not. Holy Rel, speak. The Tenno who rejected you have come to your aid.
But this time, Rel's actually here to speak to us.
The Donda is working, giving him humanity. We are listening, Rel. Speak.
Shy?
No, try again. This one?
So this is
Very good.
this is how Rel was helped with his emotions. His mom talked through them with him. And you would see like a card and he'd have to identify the emotion. So
No.
oh, I
try
actually
again.
got that one wrong. Oh dear.
Good, Rel. And how about this one?
Mama.
Yes, Rel.
Mama!
Go ahead, Rel. Close.
No.
We're in a ship.
Yes.
Impossible speed. Beyond the Brangle Gap constant.
I think so. You're better with that stuff, but it's amazing.
So there's another sort of symbol of the autism. He has quite science logic based autism, so very, very good with science and mathematics, which is again a typical thing. So
why don't they fix me?
Rel, you know why. Rel, why?
Because I'm not broken.
That's right. Different. So I love you even more.
God bless him. That one's an easy one because it gives you the answer because they're all
Yes,
happy.
Rel. You
So that's
make
the one
me
that Rel
so
knew.
happy.
This memory, his humanity still remains, buried in these emotions he so often failed to grasp. Could they be the key to saving him from this?
Tenno, I have a theory. Return to your orbiter and I'll explain.
So if we head back to the orbiter really quickly, and we can continue with the quest. Alright.
These disturbances, they are transference energy, split apart from a single mind. If we could capture them, send them back.
Operator, Simaris may have a tool for this task. I wonder if his kinetic siphons could be repurposed to capture these manifestations.
So now we've got to go to Deimos Exequias and capture Rel's manifestations of his emotions from the transference energy. So if we go and do this really quickly, we'll go straight into there and go and start capturing the first of Rel's manifestations.
Holy Rel, let us bring you the peace you have earned. Guide this Tenno so you can return to the harrowing vessel, so that you might rest.
Rel's warnings. Those dire consequences. He was talking about void exposure, wasn't he? The effect it has on human minds is well understood.
But it's not. This isn't some kind of deep pressure bends as Margulis suspected. Rel saw what it was. Truly, an entity. Indifferent. Old as stars.
So an entity trapped within the void. Now this is where we first hear mention of it. Blinded, she cast him out. Oh, hang on. Sorry about that, guys.
Touching is too much noise. It makes me angry.
There. An emotion. Manifest from the game Rel played as a child.
See if you can stabilize it with the kinetic siphon. Tenno, trap it.
So we got the first of his manifestations.
It's too strong for the siphon. Try moving it.
Angry. Someone takes the thing you love.
I'm detecting other manifestations. Defend yourself and try to trap them.
Tap, tap.
So Rells saying he doesn't want to go back, but we're trying to help him. So as we capture each one, he'll talk about it as well.
Let it escape.
We use the siphon trap. And then we kill it. Oh, that one's cute. Happy Mama has a stretchy smile. That one's cute. He's listening, he knows what you're doing. So that's Rell there talking about the man in the wall that he talks about so much. So if we can go and get this third and final manifestation. Bored, waiting too much, there's nothing fun to look at. That's fairly true.
Good. You've captured manifestations here. Now get out before Rel's disturbance catches up.
Get out before Rel's disturbance catches up with you. Quite an ominous way to put it, really, isn't it, Lotus? So Rell is actually chasing after us. But we're nearly here at extraction now, so if we can just extract really quickly. Oh god. Him and the infestation are chasing us. So if we now extract, we got a couple of Origin cells out of that as well, so that's always useful. Very, very useful. So now that we've extracted, all we've got to do now is head off to Uranus to go and get the next lot of Rells manifestations. But, I mean, we'll save that for the second part. So with that in mind, guys, I hope you found the video informative, enjoyable and fun to watch. And I'll see you all tomorrow for part 2.